Hey fam, welcome back to our channel, Earth Strange Trading. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. Since I didn't do a Beltane box, I decided I would include a whole bunch of recipes in our newsletter, and I would also provide some on YouTube so people can, make their own stuff for Beltane. So the first thing is thank you so much to all of our subscribers. Thank you for staying on this amazing journey with us. If you are new to the channel, then thank you so much for stopping by. If you are interested in what you see, then please subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you can stay up to date on what's going on here at Earth Strange Trading. Now, to the ones that are newly subscribed, thank you so much. I also want to tell our winners for our 1-year anniversary giveaway. I want to say congratulations once again. So let me quit rambling and get started on this video. So for this video, I'm going to share with you my Beltane oil recipe. Now, I will mention this, in the video, but if you do not I will mention this whenever I'm making the oil. But if you do not have any of these ingredients that I use, make sure to substitute for something that you already have on hand, something that grows in your local area, maybe native plants, but make sure that you know what each ingredient is. Like, completely without a shadow of a doubt, you need to know what the ingredient is. I have a rule, and it's not just mine, it's like a little herbalist rule that we use. If in doubt, throw it out. Now, make sure, especially if this is something that you're going to ingest or something that you're putting on you, you need to know what it is. Make sure that your ingredient does not have any kind of chemicals, pesticides. Make sure it's not along the roadway if you're wildcrafting. Make sure that, car exhaust and fumes and just, runoff from the road does not get onto it. You don't want to pick right from the road. And I will have a video giving you a wildcrafting little guideline later on, so make sure you stay tuned for it. So if you are ready, I'm going to flip this camera around and we will get started with our Beltane oil. I just cannot stress enough to, use your intuition to figure out what ingredient that you want to use if you don't resonate with anything that I use. Your ingredients should associate with Beltane for you. So make sure that you put your intent and energy into your blend for your specific purpose, and I will tell you what purposes this oil is good for, like what the energy, the ingredients invoke within the product. Alright, give me just a second. I'm going to spin you around, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, before we start making this Beltane oil, I want to tell you how you can use it. So this can be used as an anointing oil for things like your candles, statues, crystals, any of your tools that you use. You can use it in workings that you do on, Beltane. You can use it in a ritual bath. You can use it in an oil burner, or you can even use it on yourself. So I'm just putting up some of the ingredients here that are going to go in this oil. So you can use this oil any way that you see fit. It doesn't matter. Let me move this bird. It doesn't matter if I don't use these the same way, that you do. Maybe you're drawn to use it a different way, and that is perfectly fine. You can also use this oil on yourself as a sensual body oil, and remember that you can substitute any of these ingredients. You do not have to use the same thing that I use if you don't have one of the ingredients then don't, stress out. It's perfectly fine. You can just substitute, to whatever you feel, whatever your intention guides you, to use. So say that you love cedar wood for Beltane. Well, then put that cedar wood in your blend. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I try to use ingredients that I have on hand, from my last harvest. So, just use what resonates with you for Beltane. So this Beltane oil that I'm going to create has ingredients, so all of these ingredients here, which are associated with fertility, romance, abundance, grounding, joy, lust, growth, health, clairvoyance, and even fairy magic. So make sure that you put your intent and energy into what you want to use it for. So I guess you could say this oil is like a multi-purpose Beltane oil. All right, I'm going to shut up and just give you the recipe. So let me move this. Okay, so you'll notice I already have oils right here in this little measuring cup, and I'm going to pour this in my bottle. Now I'm going to use a bottle a little bit bigger than this for the final product, but I wanted you guys to be able to see it, so I'm using this clear bottle. Okay, so these oils that are right here, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, the oils that are right here are infused herbal oils. So this is rose oil, and it still has the roses in it because it's not quite complete. I will infuse these multiple times until I get the desired consistency that I want. So this has been going, this is on its third batch, and it's been going for about I don't know, it's been going for about 4 to 5, let me look at the date. Yeah, it's been going for about 6 months with, different herbs. Like I said, I strain it and add more, strain, add more, strain, add more. Okay, so, and this is dried roses. Now, I have fresh pink primrose oil, and this, the primroses are fresh in it, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. And then I have oil that's already been strained out. So the oils that I'm using, which make up 4 parts, is elder oil, rose oil, hibiscus oil, and primrose oil. Now again, if you do not have herbal infused oils, that is perfectly fine. You can substitute sweet almond oil or any kind of carrier oil that you want. You can add your own, flower oil, or you can just put the flowers that I used in the finished product. That's perfectly fine. So I measure out in parts, and you can do this in parts as well, but each part could represent a specific measurement for you. For me, 1 part is 1 tablespoon, half a part is 1 teaspoon. But like I said, feel free, to use those ratios however you would like. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pour your elder rose, hibiscus, and primrose oil into this jar. Now, for this oil, I did half a part for each oil. So that ends up being, for me, 4 teaspoons in total. So I'm going to pour this in. You know what, let me pour a little bit out because it's not going to fit all the way in this little container. I don't think, but I have a big bottle, like a 60 ml bottle that I'm going to use. I just want to show you guys, like I said, what this looks like. So, you know, because you can't see in the amber bottles. They're too dark. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, here it is. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and blend my essential oils and my vitamin E. So you can use as much vitamin E as you want. I normally do 30 drops of vitamin E. And this is just pure organic, you know, just vitamin E. So I'm going to do 30 drops, which this little dropper will give me 30 drops. I've used it enough to know that it's equivalent to 30 drops. All right, and then I'm going to add my essential oils in here with the vitamin E. So I'm going to do 5 drops jasmine. Now make sure to put your intent, you know, like I said earlier, your intent and energy into each ingredient. Now this oil, I've already have my energy and intent into those. So if you are making an oil, you know, like this to use an herbal oil, then make sure you put your intent into each ingredient. You know, or you could do it at the end, I guess, however you do things. All right, then I'm going to do 3 drops, let's see, ylang ylang, once I find it. And you don't have to use these same ratios that I'm using. I'm going to have a total of 13 drops of essential oil. So if you're not using the same thing and, you know, you don't like how I mix my ratios, then that's fine. Go with your intuition and, you know, let it be your guide. All right, so I said I'm going to do 3 drops of ylang ylang essential oil. I'm going to do 2 drops of patchouli. I'm going to do 1 drop lavender. And then I'm going to do, let's see, 1 drop pine. Now I'm using Scotch pine, but you can use whatever you have if you use, you know, pine. And then I'm going to add 1 drop of rose essential oil. And I know rose essential oil is really, really expensive. So if you don't, you know, have rose essential oil, again, it's perfectly fine. Even you have rose petals on hand, well, then you can substitute rose petals. Just make sure that anything that you use that's grown, you know, or that you harvest yourself, or, you know, that you go, make sure that there's no spray that's been added, no chemicals, pesticides, anything like that. Now I'm just going to swirl this essential oil and vitamin E, and as I do so, I am putting my energy and intent into it. Alright, the next thing that I'm going to add, crystal chips. If you don't have crystal chips, that is perfectly fine, or if you want to use different ones than I'm using, again, it's perfectly fine. So the ones that I'm using, and I just have them in this little container, it's just little chips. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, the ones that I'm using are clear quartz, rose quartz, moss agate, amethyst, and garnet. So I'm just going to give this a little shake. I'm going to, I'd already charged the crystals up, and, you know, with my energy and intent for those as to what I want each one to bring to this blend. So make sure that you do that. And I'm going to put my energy into it again, since I put the crystals in. Okay, now I'm going to bring our blended oil back over, and I'm going to pour the essential oil. Sorry if you hear my dogs. They're not in here, but they are barking. Alright, now I'm going to swirl. I'm going to put the lid on so I can swirl this bottle. And I don't shake, I just swirl up. And I'm swirling, you know, towards me. And I'm going to put my energy and intent into this whole bottle. And then we're going to add a few herbs. Tiger, knock it off! Okay. Hey, y'all two, hush. Alright, now the herbs that I'm using for this blend is jasmine. And before I put this jasmine in here, I'm going to, yep, you guessed it, I'm going to put my intent and energy into this ingredient. Alright, and then I'm going to just drop some of these little flower buds inside of the oil. Okay, next I'm going to use, oh, this one I'm not using. Next I'm using a pinch of Damiana. And I'm going to do the same thing, put my intent and energy into it. Alright, and next I'm going to put, it's hawthorn. You can use hawthorn leaves, flowers, or the berries. That's completely up to you. Just make sure you get permission before you use any of this hawthorn. That's if you are cutting it yourself, harvesting it yourself. Make sure you get permission, because you do not want to deal with the fae if you do not get permission before you go get, you know, getting the leaves, berries, or flowers from the hawthorn. So again, same thing. Alright, and then we put this in. Alright, and then I'm going to put a rosebud or two. I don't know if I'm going to do, we'll see. I might just do one rosebud. I had 3, but I'm not, I feel like that's too many. So I think I'm just going to put one, and yep, and put my intent and energy, going to infuse it into this rose. Alright, and then I'm going to put it in there. Now I'm going to shake this up so it's blended. Well, I'm not shaking, I'm just flipping. I'm just turning it back and forth. I'm going to put my energy and intent into it. And then I'm going to top it off with sweet almond oil. Again, if you don't have sweet almond oil, you can use, you know, whatever carrier oil that you like. To me, sweet almond oil resonates with Beltane. And that's why I'm using it. Oh, shit. I just spilled it all over me. Anyway. Alright, so I'm going to top it off. And then I'll have to use this again when I add it to the big bottle. But I'll do the same thing. I'll just, you know, top it off. And then I'm going to get the last little drops of this oil that's settled after I shook it up. Alright. I'm going to blend it one more time. Put my energy and intent into this. So this is for whatever I want this oil to be. So all of those things that I listed earlier, like fertility, romance, so all the things that these ingredients provide, you know, all of the things that these ingredients are associated with, the energy that they bring to this blend, like fertility, you know, romance, abundance, grounding, etc. I'm going to pick, you know, what I want, and I'm gonna infuse it now for like this final blend, so I can use this for Beltane. So this is going to be the last one that I do right now, but I'm going to leave this on my altar until Beltane. So until I'm ready to use it, I'm gonna leave the plant matter inside. I'm not going to take that out, and I'm going to leave it on my altar with charms. So I have a cauldron, I have protection, I have a bone charm that has a snake on it, and I have a leaf, and I'm going to use these here to charge this up. And every time I think about this oil throughout the day, you know, and night, I'm going to come and put my energy and intent back into it. And the reason that I use these charms right here is they all are associated with Beltane for me, or they all have that energy, the things that I'm looking for Beltane. And, you know, we always have to protect ourselves, so that's why I'm using these. And I also have this azurite and malachite that I'm using, and this apophyllite. So I've got that. Oh, and this honey calcite. And then I'm going to put my aventurine and my lavender. Not my lavender. Oh my gosh. My amethyst. I'm going to put here too and let it charge once I change it, you know, from this bottle to the next bottle. So if you have any questions, please comment down below and let me know. I will help you to the best of my ability. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will make this Beltane oil and customize it to, you know, your own liking, what's specific for you. Alright guys, I hope you have a wonderful Beltane, and make sure to look in the description box below where I will have another video, which will be the Beltane bath salt, and make sure you check out the newsletter so you can get those other free recipes that I have in the newsletter. And until next time, I hope that you fly high.